Well, it seems like 2017 really is the year for the people eagerly anticipating Bully 2 related news, because some very interesting images have been leaked by a GTAForums user named GTAFanclub. We will be going through these images one by one, but I want you to keep in mind that nothing has been confirmed or denied as of now. I personally do believe that this could possibly be legitimate Bully 2 leaks, because as some of you may recall, the Rockstar insider Jan2295 recently confirmed that Bully 2 is indeed in development. And these leaks do seem legit in my opinion. In GTAFanclub's forum post containing the allegedly leaked images, he made the following statement. Quote, I have recently acquired some never-before-seen Bully 2 concept art. These are just a few of them. The rest can be seen in the links below. I will release the images without the watermark at a later date. I have also agent concept art that I will show later. End of quote. Okay, just guess how many images he shared. 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe? Maybe 7? Yeah, 16. 16 fucking images. So let's not waste any more time and let's just get to the first image, shall we? This is a concept art of what appears to be either a nerd or an overweight non-click student in gym class clothing. Now the reason why I believe this to be a nerd is due to his, well, nerdy appearance. The toilet paper stuck to his shoe, the abundance of acne, the lack of proper hygiene, the life vest, which I don't really get why he's wearing, the dorky glasses, the bad posture, as well as the funky looking headphones that we'll get back to in just a moment. If I saw this character in-game, then I would expect a jock or a bully to give him a wedgie at any moment. The second leak is yet more concept art of the same character. In this image we can see the process the character designers went through when choosing a hairstyle, facial features, and clothing. We can also see 3 types of facial expressions: neutral, happy, and angry. It also appears as though his headphones are connected to a Walkman, which could give us a vague idea of which era this game takes place in. His Walkman is cassette-based, and according to Wikipedia, the cassette-based Walkman first made an appearance in 1979 and eventually became irrelevant by the time the 90s came around. So if this leak really is legitimate, then it could mean that the game will take place somewhere in between the late 70s to early 90s. Now this is where things get really interesting. Here we have a concept art of what appears to be an unhinged survivalist hunting squirrel. By the way, I'd hate to get off topic, but does it even matter that I point out that he's unhinged? Because I mean, like, every single survivalist ever have been fucking batshit insane. Feels kinda redundant to point that out, but hey, point being, the character obviously has issues. And because of the recent event of Take-Two cracking down on modding in GTA 5, the leaker has charmingly placed a "Fuck Take-Two" label in capital letters on the tree stump that the character is resting his leg on. Here we get a brief description of the aforementioned character, as well as some images that were used as inspiration for when designing his appearance. The character description goes as follows. Quote, Abe, a veteran of an unnamed war who lives in the woods. Armed to the teeth and completely psychotic, but he turns out to be a fake. He was never in the army at all. He dodged the draft and has been so ashamed that he turned himself into a survivalist. Damn, that's a lot of shit to explain. I really wonder how they will pull this off in cutscenes, because you know that this will be revealed at some point. One really cool detail is that the character's appearance does seem to be based on Jack Nicholson in the Stanley Kubrick film The Shining, which by the way is a really good movie that I definitely recommend you check out if you haven't already. Here we can see the different stances and expressions this character uses, ranging from excited and happy to pleased with his kill and paranoid. We also have 4 different facial moods ranging from A, maniacally happy, B, scared, C, suspicious, D, maniacally happy, yet again, this time with some war face paint on. In leak number 5, we get a nice variety of what could possibly be minor background characters. First off, we have this grumpy lady, smoking a cigarette and drinking out of a jar. This to me seems like somebody we could find in Blue Skies, or possibly New Coventry. We also have a pervy tennis coach who kinda reminds me of Alec Pure from Dead Sea. We also have an overweight goth chick who kinda feels like a goth version of Eunice. This character has obviously been inspired by a well-known Juggalette picture that has been circulating online for quite some time now. This really would not be the first time a bully character has been based on something online. As some of you may recall, several of Ethan Robinson's lines make reference to the Afro Ninja meme.
Whoa! This is like being a ninja or something. Ninja rebirth. Ninja rebirth. They don't teach you about this in the dojo. Yo, so last night, I had a dream that I took out a whole army with my new frog style. I made it up, but I was a warrior, man. You know, why does everyone make fun of ninjas? It's a sad place when people don't believe in ninjas. I'm really getting mad at the teachers. They say that Kung Fu is not a valid physical education activity.
Good old Rockstar, knowing their memes. You know, that's why we love them. Not because they make good games, but because the fucking memes. I'm really sorry for making you cringe. Let's move on like nothing happened, okay? If Bully 2 will feature the scrapped Punk's clique from the first game, then it seems like this character would be somebody you would find in that particular faction. However, by looking at one of the images used for inspiration, we can see that it's labeled, quote, "Every goth gang has a fat goth," which is obviously a joke. But it would be kinda interesting to see a goth clique make an appearance in Bully 2. If any more goth character concept arts come to light, then it would pretty much confirm the goth clique's existence once and for all. Moving on, we have, yeah, this person. Do I even need to say anything? Let's move on, okay? And finally, on the bottom right, we have what could very well be another nerd, or at the very least, a very dorky non-click student, who could very well be the son of the female character we just saw, because they do share similar facial features, necks, hair colors, and body shapes. He kinda reminds me of Napoleon Dynamite, but, you know, really fucking creepy. On the following image, we have a concept art and a 3D facial model of a male man with a prosthetic hook for a hand. It appears as though the man has served in the army and possibly lost his hand in combat. To me, this definitely seems like a character with a rich backstory. So if these leaks turn out to be legit and this character does make an appearance in Bully 2, then I will definitely make a video covering his backstory. Now that is all for now in terms of character designs, but thankfully enough, it doesn't end there. Here we can see some very interesting concept art of what is possibly an interior in the lower class area of Bulworth. This could also be the return of the infamous tenements in New Coventry. One of the first details that caught my eye was the graffiti on the wall that says Jimmy's dad. Now if this leak does turn out to be legitimate, then this wall graffiti could appear in Bully 2 as an Easter egg, which in my opinion would be pretty fucking rad. The interior appears to be very run down and even has a crime scene body chalk outline on the floor. There's also a child's doll on the floor with missing legs reaching out for a hug, which just makes it all the more creepier. It kinda feels like something you'd find on a Korn album cover. On the wall, we can also see that somebody has written the word zombies, which could just be a joke, since it also seems like the floor the graffiti is pointing towards has been blocked off. This could also be Rockstar's way of yet again playing with the Myth Hunter community in the fanbase. On a brighter note, literally speaking, we have what seems to be an LOD version of a neighborhood. Moving on to the next image, we have a more detailed version of the previous image. And moving on, yet again, we get to see the neighborhood with way more detail. Now, interestingly enough, it does appear that a character has been placed nearby, quite possibly a placeholder version of the main character. This could possibly be utilized as a pet height reference point when it comes to prop placements and level design. There also seems to be another character placed right across the street. On the following image, we have what appears to be another early version of either the same neighborhood or at least one very similar. It also seems as though a character has been placed, yet again, in similar fashion to the previous one. As one GTAForums user named Spider-Vance pointed out, the cars featured in the image appear to be both an Admiral and a Ballista, both quite possibly taken from GTA 4. Now, if you're anyway near familiar with the development process of games by Rockstar, then you'll know that a lot of assets from previous games tend to be reused as temporary placeholders in later games. In the next image, we get to see a drawn version of the previous image. This time around, the character's appearance has been slightly altered, and an old lady going for a stroll with a walker has been placed nearby. Which could mean that if this image is taking place in Old Bulworth Vale, then it's possible that this location is located nearby the Happy Endings retirement home from the first game. In the next image, we have an overweight woman gleefully jumping into a pool, while a friend, relative, or quite possibly her husband or boyfriend watches and takes a swig of beer. If Blue Skies is in Bully 2, then this would probably be from the trailer park area due to how run down the place appears to be. The pickup truck with the missing wheels on the left has the word Datsun written on it, which, interestingly enough, is actually a real-life car brand owned by Nissan. According to Wikipedia, Datsun's original production began in 1931. From 1958 to 1986, only vehicles exported by Nissan were identified as Datsun. By 1986, Nissan had phased out the Datsun name, but relaunched it in June 2013 as the brand for low-cost vehicles manufactured for emerging markets. Which makes perfect sense if this really is located in the lower class area of Bulworth. It could also give us more of an idea when this game takes place. In this image, we get a side shot of the house, along with two different versions of the same location. The first version appears to be a slightly earlier version of the next image. In the following picture, quite a few details have been added, ranging from trees to fences, and some minor change in prop placements. In the 15th leak, we get a nice view of what I think might be the upper class area of Bullworth, at least judging from how clean and neatly kept the area appears to be. The houses also seem to range from 2 stories to 3 stories, which could either be apartments or possibly the ostentatious living spaces of the wealthier Bullworth residents. One tiny detail you might have missed is the character placement in front of one of the houses. Probably the same person we saw in some of the earlier screenshots. And in the final image, we get a bird's eye view of the same neighborhood. There's not much else to say about this one, so let's end the video. Before I end this video, I would like to point out that the leaker GTA Fan Club would go on to make the following statement. Quote, "I can confirm all of the concept art was created before GTA 5 released," end of quote. As we all know, Rockstar consists of several studios, so it is possible that this was something that has been in the works as a side project of several studios while the bigger production teams focus on bigger titles, such as GTA 5 and Max Payne 3. As Dan Houser himself said, quote, "Contrary to a lot of people, we like to take a little bit of time at the end of a game before starting a sequel, so we can wait for the excitement or disappointment and everything else of the expectation to shake down and really see what we should do in the next game. So we knew that we didn't want to start doing the Bully sequel instantly at the second with those guys, even though it is a property that, like Max, we adore and might come back to in the future. There was just no impetus to do that then, so we said, you can do Max, and then we will see what we can do with Bully." I don't know if these leaks are legitimate, but I do think that there could be some credibility to them, because either this is from Bully or another game in very similar fashion, and I'm leaning more towards the former over the latter. Feel free to share your thoughts and speculations in the comment section below, as I'd love to hear you guys' point of view on this. One final note before I leave, the user who posted this recently opened up a Twitter profile, which I'll make sure to link in the description below. I'm currently following it, which I recommend you do as well. As he stated, he will be releasing some Agent images as well. So, if you're one of the 5 people who's actually into Agent, then, that might be right up your alley. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you're new to my channel and you like Bully, then hey, why not stick around? I cover a large variety of topics, ranging from the unused beta content in the first game to speedrunning and much more. One video I recommend you check out is the Q&A I did with the voice actor behind Jimmy Hopkins himself, Jerry Rosenthal. Anyway, that's it for me. You folks, as always, stay classy. Peace.